की है और ऐसे संबंधों में रहने वाली स्त्री को भी पत्नी की संज्ञा दी है और विवाह कानूनों का लाभ देना सुनिश्चित किया है। यदि ऐसी परिस्थिति है तो विवाह वे लोग क्यों नहीं करते हैं। सरकार इस विषय का संज्ञान ले और कानून बनाए जिससे इस अपसंस्कृति को रोका जा सके और महिलाओं की सुरक्षा की जा सके। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सभापति महोदय।
Mega escalation in Freebies, Karnataka. Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, D.K. Shivkumar, has said that the Congress government will not be able to provide development this year to Karnataka owing to the financial constraints caused by the 5 guarantees, the 5 poll promises that the party made ahead of the assembly elections. He blamed the previous BJP government and said that the treasury is empty and the Bommai government has created bankruptcy which will eventually lead to delay in development. Training guns at the Siddaramaiah Sarkar, BJP said that the Congress will ruin Karnataka. There is no sign of the 5 guarantees being implemented is what the BJP said, and now no development too. Owing to this, MLAs will also have to face the wrath of their constituents, is what the BJP has said. Now, this comes after Siddaramaiah presented a new 2023-24 budget earlier this month, in which he has earmarked over 35,000 crore rupees for the Congress's 5 guarantees: Grihajyoti, Grihalakshmi, Annabhagya, Shakti and Yuvanidhi.
ಬೇರೆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಮಗೆ ಟೈಮು ಭಾಳ ಬ್ಯುಸಿ ಇತ್ತು. ಆ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಕೆಲವು ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನಮಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ನಾವು ಈ ಸ್ಕೀಮ್ನ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪಾಪ ಭಾಳ ಆಸೆರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆ ಮಾತು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, ಈ ಮಾತು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ನನ್ನ ಇಲಾಖೆಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬ ಶಾಸಕರು 10 ಕೋಟಿ, 100 ಕೋಟಿ, 200 ಕೋಟಿ, 300 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ 300 ಕೋಟಿ ಕೆಲಸ ನಾವು ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ವಪ್ಪ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೀವು ಹೋಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತಾಳ್ಮೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಹೊಸ್ದಾಗಿ ಗೆದ್ದಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಜನರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ನೀವು ಟೂರ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಮಳೆಗಾಲ ಇದೆ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರವಾಹ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಕೆಲವು ಕಡೆ ಮಳೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದೆ. ಆ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ನಾವು ಈಗ ಇಡಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಡೆವಲಪ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಈ ವರ್ಷ ನಾವು ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಇರಿಗೇಷನ್ ಇಲಾಖೆಯಲ್ಲೂ ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, PWD ಕೊಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಬಹಳ ಇದೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೀವಿ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಶಾಸಕಾಂಗ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಸಭೆ ಕರೆದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ. ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬಜೆಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ.
The 5 guarantees that they promised, which is nothing but freebies, it is funding consumption, and now they have no money left for development. This is not all. Their MLAs have been writing letters to the ministers seeking development funds for their areas, which has not been forthcoming. There is talk of rampant corruption in transfer posting in Karnataka, and they've not been in power even for 6 months. You can imagine what Karnataka is going to go through if this kind of governance continues. And let's be clear, there are no free lunches. The freebies are not coming out of the Congress's kitty. It's coming out from the taxpayers' money. Karnataka needs development. It is a progressive state. It's an industrialized state. It needs new investments. And here we see Karnataka being taken back to the medieval era by the Congress party.
My colleague Sagai Raj is joining me live right now from Bengaluru. Sagai, this is embarrassing for the Siddaramaiah government because at the end of the day, they knew what the status of the treasury was. It's very easy to blame, of course, the Bommai government, but when they were making those poll promises, didn't they make the calculation on paper? It's like the BJP says the money was going to always come out of the state coffers and not party funds.
Absolutely. The opposition is hitting out at the government, stating that they had made poll promises just to come back to power, and they were trying to they had their own numbers, but when you come back, when you come to power, all their calculation has gone wrong, and they have it out that the people are fed up with this particular government where they don't have any kind of vision, they don't have any kind of promises which should be fulfilled. They just want to be in power, and that is the reason they have made these promises. And now now the government is bankrupt without money. On the other side, minister says that they still have money. There will be a lot of development which will happen. But today, the crucial meeting of CLP, that is Congress Legislative Party meeting, will tell the entire story whether the MLAs are getting enough funds for the development in their constituencies or it is just an eyewash.
I thank you so much for joining us with all of those details. Now, staying with Karnataka, the Udupi college incident escalates as the Karnataka cops have booked 3 girls for allegedly placing hidden cameras in an Udupi college washroom. An FIR mentions charges of outraging the modesty of a woman, privacy of a woman being breached, and sections of the IT Act. The FIR has also named the college administration. Meanwhile, member of the National Commission for Women, Khushbu Sundar, is at the college in Udupi. She was earlier meeting with the girls involved in the incident and the college authorities. Meanwhile, the BJP Mahila Morcha organized a protest over the incident in Bengaluru, demanding justice for the victim. The BJP has called for a statewide protest today, alleging a communal angle to the shocking incident and accusing the Siddaramaiah government of protecting the accused because they belong to the minority community. ABVP workers were also seen staging protests in Udupi where the incident took place.
There is not, absolutely not. That is why I said if there are rumors of hidden cameras in the toilets, please understand there's nil. Nothing to it, zilch. There's a rumor which is going around and there are false videos which have been going around that there are hidden cameras. It's an institution and there cannot be any hidden cameras. So please do not follow these kind of stories.
Time and again, they have become the voice of the jihadis. This government is jihadi government. They are not having any harmony. They are with the fanatics. They are promoting the fanatism. They are promoting the hatredness. They are promoting jihadi people. This government is trying time and again, not one incident. Now, many incidents has happened. So we urge upon this government to immediately take the complaint from the victim. Book the complaint from the victim. Now, victim has been dissuaded from giving a complaint. The complaint should be taken by the victim.
I don't say who has to come, who has to see all that. Manipurದಲ್ಲಿ Manipur incident is so I don't know what to call it, and there the commission has not gone. Is that that magnitude, this incident in Udupi? Let them come. I don't say you don't come. Why should you come? I don't say that. I am not the person to say that. Let them come.
We are demanding a SIT probe into this because we are not confident of the police investigation here. So these are the same people who said there is nothing. Now under pressure they are putting their package. They might scuttle the case also. And the National Women's Commission members also landed up in Udupi. They are also looking into the matter. And there are a lot of doubts in this.
What is happening in Udupi in Karnataka under Siddaramaiah's government is a blatant culture and environment of appeasement that is now leading to crimes that are being committed against Hindu women. You are converting Karnataka into a safe haven for criminals, safe haven for those who commit crimes against Hindus, and that is certainly not acceptable, and that is certainly something that the BJP Karnataka will resist fully.
Shocking incident from Karnataka's Kalburgi. A government bus driver asked Muslim school students to wear burqas before boarding the public transport bus. The driver allegedly asked the students to get off the bus for not wearing burqas. He even refused to allow students wearing hijabs to board the bus, stating that only burqas were acceptable for Muslim students. The students alleged that they were verbally abused by the driver and were chased away from boarding the bus. While there's no statement issued by the driver, the bus conductor denied charges and said that the students were stopped to board the bus because it was not working.
ಈಗ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು ಗಾಡಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ದ ಗಾಡಿ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಮಂದಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ್ಲಾಕತ್ತೀವಿ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲರ್ ತಲ್ಲಡ್ರಿ ಮುಗಿತೀಗ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ನ ಇಷ್ಟೇನಾ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಹ್ಯಾಂಗ್ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು ಅವರಿಗೆ
ನೀ ಏನಿದ್ದಿ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಇದ್ದೇನ ಅಂತಂದ್ರಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೂ ಅಂದ ನಿನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಏನ ಅಂಬದು ನಾ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರಿ ನೀ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಇದಂದ್ರೆ ನೀ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬುರ್ಕಾ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡು ಅಂತಂದ್ರಿ
ಬಸ್ನೇ ಹತ್ತಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ ಬಸ್ನೇ ಹತ್ತೋಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅವರು ಏಕ್ ವಚನದಾಗ ನಡೆಯೋದು
Slipping into a short break, on the other side, triple murder shocker in Golaghat, Assam. Details on the other side of this break.
You are watching India Today.
In politics, everyone has an opinion, but I have the data. Whose stock is rising? Whose graph is falling? Track India's political stock exchange. Unmatched, unmissable data analytics. The only show on news TV where numbers do the talking. India's most credible poll tracker. The political stock exchange with Rahul Kamal only on India Today.
Quality today. In Delhi, 57. In Mumbai, 40. In Kolkata, 40. In Bangalore, 41. In Chennai, 56. In Hyderabad, 63.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
You are watching India Today.
Welcome back. A triple murder case has sent shockwaves among residents of Golaghat in Assam. 25-year-old Nazibur Rahman Bora surrendered before the police after killing his wife Sanghamitra Ghosh and his in-laws. In connection with the case, the police has also detained the accused person, Nazibur Rahman Bora's mother and brother. Giving the sequence of events leading up to the murders, Assam DGP GP Singh said that in March 2023, Sanghamitra Ghosh had left the house of the accused after alleging torture, following which the accused Nazibur was arrested and was in jail for 28 days. Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma met the family members of the victim's family at their residence in Golaghat and assured punishment to the accused. He also claimed that the triple murder in Golaghat was a case of love jihad. Meanwhile, angry locals have taken to the streets demanding strict and immediate action against the accused.
बहुत दिन तक, जब तक शादी नहीं हुआ था, जब तक उनको ड्रग्स नहीं गया था, तब तक उनको हिंदू नाम से ही उनका साथ उन्होंने संबंध रखा। बाद में पता चला कि लड़का मुसलमान समाज से है और लड़की हिंदू समाज से है। उनने अपना वो बच्चा का माँ को, पिता को, माँ को एक ट्रिपल मर्डर किया। ये एकदम पक्का एक लाभ जिहाद का मामला है।
फर्स्ट डे ही हम लोग को काफ़ी केस में एविडेंस मिले हैं, तो आज हमने उसी में ही आगे प्रोग्रेस करा है। जो विक्टिम की जो सिस्टर है अंकिता, उन्होंने भी हमको कुछ पॉइंट्स दिए थे अपने स्टेटमेंट में, तो हम उन बेसिस का भी ध्यान में रखते हुए वो कर रहे थे। तो इसके लिए हमने जो अक्यूज़ड है उसकी मदर और भाई को आज हमने क्वेश्चनिंग के लिए कस्टडी में लिया है। अभी उनका क्वेश्चनिंग जारी है। जो एविडेंस वगैरह अगर कुछ मिलता है तो फिर हम उस हिसाब से फिर आगे का एक्शन लेंगे।
Telugu superstar Pawan Kalyan hits out at the Tamil film industry for not being inclusive of outsiders. At the pre-release event of his upcoming film Bro, Pawan Kalyan suggested that Tamil cinema should be open to working with people from all languages. Pawan Kalyan claims that a film becomes exceptional when it combines talents from various languages. He says that restricting it to one language will in fact cause the industry to shrink. He urged influential members of the Tamil industry to abandon such thinking and create globally renowned films like RRR. The speech comes at a time when Tamil Film Employees Federation of South India, in fact an organization consisting of technicians from the Tamil film industry, issued new guidelines which demand employment of only Tamil artists for Tamil films.
మీ మనుషులందరూ వాడి వారసులు, ఇంకెవ్వడికి ఛాన్స్ ఇవ్వరు. తమిళ చిత్ర పరిశ్రమ కూడా నా చిన్నపాటి విన్నపం, పరిశ్రమ అనేది మన పరిశ్రమలోనే మన వాళ్ళే చేయాలని అన్న ఆలోచన ధోరణి మీరు బయటికి రావాలని మనస్ఫూర్తి కోరుకున్నాను. ఈ రోజున తెలుగు చిత్ర పరిశ్రమ అందరికీ అన్నం పెడద్ది, అందరిని తీసుకుంటుంది. అలాగే తమిళ చిత్ర పరిశ్రమలు కూడా మీరు అందరినీ తీసుకోండి. అంతేగాని తమిళ చిత్ర పరిశ్రమ తమిళ వాళ్ళకి అంటే పరిశ్రమ ఎదగదు. ఈ రోజున తెలుగు చిత్ర పరిశ్రమ మేము ఎదుగుతున్నామంటే అన్ని భాషల వాళ్ళని, ఒక కేరళ నుంచి వచ్చిన సుజిత్ వాసుదేవన్ గారిని తీసుకుంటాం, ఎక్కడో నార్త్ నుంచి వచ్చిన ఓరుసి రౌతాల గారిని తీసుకుంటాం, ఎక్కడో పాకిస్తాన్ నుంచి ఇండియాకి మైగే పాపం ఈ విభజన సమయంలో వచ్చేసిన ఒక నీతాలుల్లా గారి పరిచయం చేస్తారు. ఇలా ఒక్కళ్ళు కాదు, ఇది అన్ని భాషలు అన్ని కలయికలు ఉంటేనే సినిమా అవుద్ది తప్ప కేవలం మన భాష మన వాళ్ళే ఉండాలంటే అది కుంచుకుపోతాం. అందుకని తమిళ చిత్ర పరిశ్రమ పెద్దలందరికీ కూడా మీరు ఈ కేవలం తమిళ చిత్ర పరిశ్రమ తమిళ వాళ్ళే ఉండాలి అనే ఒక భావన ఏదో ఉందని బయట వింటా ఉన్నాను. దయచేసి దాన్ని ఈరోజు నేను సముద్రకాని గారి సమక్షంలో చెప్తున్నాను. అలాంటి చిన్న స్వభావం నుంచి బయటకు వచ్చి మరింత విస్తృత పరిధిలో మీరు బయటకు వచ్చి మీరు కూడా RRR లాంటి సినిమాలని మీరు ప్రపంచ ప్రఖ్యాత సినిమాలు తీయాలి, తమిళ చిత్ర పరిశ్రమ నుంచి రావాలని మనస్ఫూర్తిగా కోరుకున్నాను. అలాగే
conjunctivitis cases are surging in the capital itself. 100 cases are being reported every day at the All India Institute for Medical Sciences. Pink eye infection spreads easily during the monsoons. What can you do to keep your eyes safe? Here's a report.
The moisture brought by the rains brings temperatures down, providing relief from scorching heat, and is seen as a symbol of prosperity, festivity, and joy across the nation. But the moisture-laden winds that breathe life into the landscape also gives life to a legion of infections that can affect various parts of your body in different ways. Some of these issues are skin deep, while others affect deep in your gut. But your immune system is very effective in tackling these infections. These microorganisms burgeon in high humidity and warm temperatures, which means that one is more likely to get an infection during these wet months.
Eye infection essentially that we see during rainy seasons could be of two areas of the eye, two parts of the eye. One is called conjunctivitis, which is conjunctiva is a transparent membrane covering the white of the eye. and its infection is called conjunctivitis. And then there's something called keratitis, where the central corneal area, which appears dark, was actually transparent. That gets infected, and that's a more serious form of infection.
As the eyes are not connected to the immune system, dusty and stormy weather exasperates the situation by facilitating the movement of the microorganisms through the air. Conjunctivitis, corneal ulcers, and styes become common.
Eye infection, essentially, that we see during rainy seasons could be of two areas of the eye, two parts of the eye. One is called conjunctivitis, which is conjunctiva is a transparent membrane covering the white of the eye. And its infection is called conjunctivitis. And then there's something called keratitis, where the central corneal area, which appears dark, was actually transparent. That gets infected, and that's a more serious form of infection. So for conjunctivitis, the typical symptoms would be redness, which you know as a red eye or a pink eye, discharge, watering. Sometimes there could be swelling of the lids. In contrast, for corneal infections, there would be similar symptoms, but in addition, there's likelihood of pain being there, which could range from mild to severe.
This is not what you're supposed to do. And if you do have to rub your eyes, ensure that you have clean hands. Another advice would be not to step out during stormy or dusty weather. And if you do have to step out, always remember to keep cool sunglasses handy.
It is not just a grandma's tale. Eating carrots really help. Not just carrots, eating food rich in vitamin A, C and E such as carrots, kale and salmon also improves eye health. Those who wear contact lenses are most at risk as they continuously need to touch their eyes. Besides, there is constant need to continuously change the lenses. And the solution? People using lenses should also avoid using them while swimming.
This premise comes from the higher rate of infections, or higher incidence of infections, eye infections during monsoons. But I would not agree with that, and most of my patients continue to wear. The only important thing here being that you have to ensure proper hygiene and proper contact lens care. If one is careful about that, I don't see any reason to discontinue contact lens use during monsoons. And most of my patients continue to happily wear it.
Apart from being aware about the infections, symptoms and tips to take care of, it is also important to stay hydrated. Dehydrated eyes become more itchy, dried and discomforting. With Dhruv Yadav from Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
Slipping into a short break, coming up next, Prime Minister Modi's India versus Quit India attack on the opposition says renaming itself won't help hide past sins.
You are watching India Today.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 36 and minimum 27 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 27 and minimum 24 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 34 and minimum 27 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 25 and minimum 19 degrees. Chennai, maximum 34 and minimum 26 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 23 and minimum 21 degrees. forecast now. Delhi, maximum 36 and minimum 27 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 27 and minimum 24 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 34 and minimum 27 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 25 and minimum 19 degrees. Chennai, maximum 34 and minimum 26 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 23 and minimum 21 degrees.
From the miracle of 1983 to becoming the first-time host in 1987.
The More versus Miadad of 1992 to the Prasad versus Amir Sohail of 1996.
And then, of course, the high of 2011 with Mahendra Singh Dhoni finishing it off in style.
Finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup after 28 years.
Relive India's journey at the Cricket World Cup from 1983 to the last edition in 2019 with me, Rajdeep Sardesai.
And me, Nikhil Nas. World Cup Rewind at these times on India Today.
Co-powered by the new Kia Seltos, the badass reborn. Co-powered by Mama Earth Onion Shampoo, reduces hair fall naturally. Airtel Extreme Fiber.
Poll campaign picks up momentum. Prime Minister declares state of war Rajasthan. Modi's scathing attacks. From Rajniti to Red Diary.
आपने लाल डायरी के बारे में सुना है ना? सुना है ना? इस लाल डायरी में कांग्रेस सरकार के काले कारनामे दर्ज है.
Gehlot counters attacks.
जनता आज सिग्नल दे चुकी है चीकर के अंदर तो जनता समझ गई है और आने वाले वक्त में उनको लाल झंडी दिखा दी जाएगी.
Which way are desert winds blowing? Top focus on 5 Live.
Good to have you back, viewer, on another edition of 5 Live. I'm Shiv. It's a big political day. We're going to be jumping into the big stories here. First, as always, the headlines. Red Diary storm in poll-bound Rajasthan. Prime Minister Modi slams Gehlot government, says Red Diary has proof of the Congress government's black deeds. Gehlot hits back and gives a red flag for Modi counter. Manipur's stalemate continues in Parliament. Din, drama and disruption as opposition stages a black clothes protest against the Modi government, demands justice for Manipur. Big escalation in Freebies Karnataka. Fund crunch halts key Sidhu government schemes. DK Shivakumar says no funds for development. BJP cries betrayal. Supreme Court allows Enforcement Directorate Director S.K. Mishra's tenure to continue till September the 15th, which is what the government wanted. Says the decision is taken only in national interest, but no further extensions will be permitted. Telugu superstar Pawan Kalyan hits out at Tamil film industry. Says the latter is not inclusive. Claims Telugu industry has talent from other regions as well. This is election season, viewer. In just a few months from now, big states, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh and Madhya Pradesh go to the elections. And then a few months later, that is about 9 months from now, it's the big 2024 battle. Everything you see said in the political battlefield now are going to be laser focused on these elections. And today marked a milestone because it was one of Prime Minister Modi's most aggressive public speeches. This was in poll-bound Rajasthan, where the tone and tenor of the entire address was India versus Modi in the battle for 2024. The Prime Minister launched a blistering attack on the united opposition that have called themselves INDIA. Speaking in Rajasthan, the Prime Minister took a jibe at this new alliance, saying that the new mantra now is dynasty, corruption and appeasement. Here are the highlights from that fiery address, which, like I said, marks the first big attack that signals the beginning of the 2023-24 election season.
पहले के जमाने में कोई पीढ़ी, कोई कंपनी अगर बदनाम हो जाए, उसके फ्रॉड करने वाली कंपनी का चिट्ठा निकल जाए तो तुरंत वो कंपनी वाले नया बोर्ड लगा करके अपना कारोबार शुरू कर करके लोगों को भ्रमित करने का काम करते हैं और नाम बदल करके लोगों को मूर्ख बना करके अपना धंधा पानी चलाने की कोशिश करते हैं। कांग्रेस और उसके साथियों की जमात ऐसी फ्रॉड कंपनियों की नकल कर रही है। जैसे गांधी जी ने क्विट इंडिया का मंत्र दिया था, वैसे ही आज का मंत्र है भ्रष्टाचार क्विट इंडिया, परिवारवाद क्विट इंडिया, परिवारवाद छोड़ो इंडिया, तुष्टीकरण क्विट इंडिया। साथियों, कांग्रेस आज देश की सबसे बड़ी दिशाविहीन पार्टी बनकर रह गई है। राजस्थान में दलितों पर अत्याचार चरम पर है। राजस्थान में नशे की तस्करी, नशे का कारोबार फल फूल रहा है। हमारे तीज त्योहारों पर खतरा मंडराता रहा है। कब पत्थर चलने लगे, कब गोलियां चले, कब कर्फ्यू लग जाए, कोई नहीं जानता। कांग्रेस सरकार ये भी नहीं कर पा रही। आए दिन गैंग वॉर की खबरों ने राजस्थान जैसे शांति प्रिय प्रदेश को, उसकी साख को बिगाड़ दिया है। लूट की इस दुकान का सबसे ताजा प्रोडक्ट है राजस्थान की लाल डायरी। कहते हैं इस लाल डायरी में कांग्रेस सरकार के काले कारनामे दर्ज है.
Well, so he divided his speech between attacking the India alliance but also attacking the Gehlot government that's incumbent in Rajasthan. The Prime Minister targeted the ruling party led by Ashok Gehlot, claiming that the Congress has only run a loot ki dukaan and a jhoot ka bazaar in Rajasthan, the latest product of the Red Diary. Here's what the Prime Minister said. There was also a little exchange between the Prime Minister and Ashok Gehlot.
कांग्रेस ने राजस्थान में सरकार चलाने के नाम पर सिर्फ लूट की दुकान चलाई है, झूठ का बाजार सजाया है.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has sounded the poll bugle in Rajasthan. Firing fresh salvos at the Congress, Prime Minister Modi launched a series of scathing attacks on the present state government led by Ashok Gehlot. Prime Minister Modi tore into the Gehlot government over the Red Diary that was brandished by sacked Minister Rajendra Gudda, who claimed it contained proof of government corruption. The Prime Minister also accused the Gehlot government of letting crime flourish, stalling development and massive scams.
लूट की इस दुकान का सबसे ताजा प्रोडक्ट है, ताजा प्रोडक्ट राजस्थान की लाल डायरी. कांग्रेस के बड़े से बड़े नेताओं की इस लाल डायरी का नाम सुनते ही बोलती बंद हो रही है. ये लाल डायरी इस चुनाव में पूरी कांग्रेस का डिब्बा गोल करने जा रही है. राज्य सरकारों की एक और सबसे बड़ी जिम्मेदारी होती है नागरिकों की सुरक्षा की, कानून व्यवस्था की. लेकिन कांग्रेस सरकार ये भी नहीं कर पा रही. आए दिन गैंग वॉर की खबरों ने राजस्थान जैसे शांति प्रिय प्रदेश को, उसकी साख को बिगाड़ दिया है. राजस्थान के युवाओं को पेपर लीक माफिया से बचाने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? कांग्रेस को हटाना ही होगा.
Countering the Red Diary attack, Chief Minister Gehlot asserted that Modi will soon be shown the red flag.
प्रशासनिक दृष्टिकोण से पहली बार मैं समझता हूं कि चुनाव आ रहे, इसलिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जनता आज सिग्नल दे चुकी है. चीकर के अंदर तो जनता समझ गई है और आने वाले वक्त में उनको लाल झंडी दिखा दी जाएगी.
A major controversy erupted hours before Prime Minister Modi's visit to Rajasthan. Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot alleged that he was dropped from the Sikar meet that inaugurated medical colleges, which were partly funded by the state government. The PMO issued a denial, claiming Gehlot wanted to give a speech through video conferencing, which was not in accordance with protocol. Bureau Report, India Today.
And on the Prime Minister's big attack, even as Parliament remains paralysed over the demand for the Prime Minister to make a statement on the Manipur crisis. Let's go straight into our political face-off. Joining me live now, Salman Soz, National Spokesperson of the Congress Party, Charu Pragya, Spokesperson of the BJP. Charu and Salman, thank you. Good to see you both here on 5 Live, and thank you for your time. Salman, let me start with you. You've heard what the Prime Minister has just said. We'll come to the Rajasthan bit in just a bit, but in the context of what's happening in Parliament by a united opposition, the Prime Minister had some choice things to say. He said that the India alliance was like a fraud company that thinks renaming itself is going to wash away its sins. He talked about dynasty. He talked about the usual things that he has in the past as well. But this one is being seen as a milestone speech. It was in Rajasthan as well. Your first comment, Salman.
He should be making the speech in Manipur. Why is he in Rajasthan? Why was he in Karnataka when the election was happening, when Manipur started burning? And why did he do all the trips that he did all this time, in almost 3 months, and he has not been to Manipur? In fact, he did not utter the word Manipur for almost 75 days. When a state was effectively divided in two, when 6,000 arms were looted, imagine, you know this business well. If something like that had happened in Kashmir, 6,000 arms being looted, what would happen? Women and children being murdered, elderly being murdered, women being raped and gang raped. Do you think that the Prime Minister did not know about these incidents all this time? If he did not know, then he should not be Prime Minister. But he knew, and he kept quiet. A Prime Minister of this country should be the leader that everybody looks up to, who has enough persuasive power to go into the middle of a raging state and say, please, do not do this. We're all together. We're all Indian. We must not fight each other. But he said nothing. Now he's in Rajasthan talking about, law and order. You have a state that is divided in two. And you're talking about law and order? You're talking about atrocities against Dalits. Meanwhile, state after state, most are ruled by the BJP. You have atrocities against Dalits, against minorities. You don't say anything there. What kind of your oath to office is for all Indians, for all states. And what do? You play politics selectively. Now, he may say all this. He can fight against the India alliance and he can badmouth us. You want to abuse us? Please, Mr. Prime Minister, abuse Salman Soz, abuse Rahul Gandhi, abuse Mallikarjun Kharge, abuse everybody, but help the people of Manipur. Be answerable to the people of India in Parliament, because that's where you should be.
Okay,
and you are failing in your job,
Charu, respond to that. Respond to what Salman says, that this should be about Manipur. You know, why isn't the Prime Minister saying all this, even if, he's in Rajasthan right now, fair enough, but why isn't he doing this in Manipur? The opposition clearly isn't going to budge from that. This needs to be about Manipur. Respond, Charu.
Shiv, thank you for reminding Salman that the Prime Minister was speaking in Rajasthan to people who live in Rajasthan. And as for Manipur, our Honorable Prime Minister has already spoken. Maybe Salman was not being alert enough to listen to that. But apart from our Honorable Prime Minister, our Defence Minister and our Home Minister have said that they want to have a discussion on Manipur in Parliament. However, the opposition determined to disrupt that. I can get into greater details, but that's not the topic of your debate today. The topic of the debate today is the situation in Rajasthan, which has been critical because this is as much current events as the events that are unfolding in Manipur. It is as much currently relevant that a minister in Rajasthan has been sacked when he raised the dismal state of women in that state. He's been sacked, has taken away from him because he said the situation of women in Rajasthan is not good and we need to do some self-introspection. Salman probably might not know this, but let me tell him that NCRB data says that out of all the crime against women in this country, and each and every crime is horrendous as far as I'm concerned, and I'm calling a spade, but out of all the crimes against women in India, out of 28 of our states, 22% of them happen in Rajasthan alone. 22%. That's nearly 1/4 of the crimes that happen against women in India happen in Rajasthan. And do you know what happens after these crimes are committed? Another minister comes on record and says very proudly, "Ye to Purushon ka pradesh hai," which means this is a state of men. I am sorry, you are insulting both the state and the men. This is not the kind of a statement that's expected from someone who considers himself to a public leader. But has there been any discussion or a backlash or a retraction or an apology on that? None at all. Has there been any response to that kind of a statement from the senior most Congress leadership, whether it is Mr. Gandhi or Mrs. Vadra? Absolutely none.
Okay, but Charu,
right now, see fit to address that issue.
The
As for the
situation
Lal
in
Diary,
Rajasthan
no,
is...
give me 10 more seconds. Very quickly,
Yes,
very
yes.
quickly, 10
Complete your
seconds,
point.
10 seconds. Because, the women's issue angers me. And I am as angry about Rajasthan as I am about Manipur. I am not looking at the geography of a woman before deciding how much outrage I need to be showing. I am equally concerned about every single daughter of this country. But that's not the case from any Rajasthan leader or any Congress leader for that matter. The Lal Diary is supposed to be carrying records of all the misdeeds of the Congress leaders. Now, if that Lal Diary was produced in your assembly...
But the thing is, it can be, I don't think it can be anybody's case that the situation or the things happening in Rajasthan are not serious and deserve attention. But surely it would be reasonable not to compare the two, given that what's happening in Manipur is an emergency situation. Nearly 200 people or more have died, in a span of a short period of time. I'm not saying that Rajasthan should be ignored, but I am saying, I'm just wondering that the opposition is accusing you, the BJP and the Modi government, Charu, of using Rajasthan as a diversion away from Manipur. That is the allegation against you. You're saying that, we have spoken about Manipur, prepared for a debate, but the allegation against you is that you're running away from Manipur by focusing on Rajasthan.
Shiv, I might even buy that if it was not the Congress MLA who spoke out in assembly against the government, and it was not the Congress government which dismissed that MLA from his position of being a minister in that particular government. What did BJP have to do with it? Please remind me. And if incidents like this happen, if the tallest leaders of our country proudly say ye Purushon ka Pradesh hai, isliye hum log rape mein number 1 hai, I'm sorry. Now this is something which needs to be addressed, and this is not BJP's doing. These are all Congress leaders.
Salman, this is as much as there is a very justifiable political focused attack on the government on the issue of Manipur, and we've been covering it extensively here. I think it does no favors to the Congress that you've just thrown your hands up and refused to engage on the issue of Rajasthan. Many of the things that Charu talks about are true. They haven't sprung from BJP actions. And it doesn't look great for the Congress to simply say diversion and not say anything at all about Rajasthan.
Let me now, I've heard Charu very patiently. Now she should listen patiently as well. Look, I think you said it very well, that any reasonable person in the country who's watching what is happening in the country cannot compare what is happening in Manipur with any other part of the country right now. It's not just an emergency situation. This is a national security threat. Why is that? Because it is not just about Manipur any longer. This could grow to Mizoram. This could go to Nagaland. This is a very, very serious situation. So when you have a state that is effectively divided into two parts, in the state, many people believe, not just opposition, just regular observers believe that the ruling party there has played politics in such a way that it has incited violence against one community. It has created intercommunal violence in that state. Then that ruling party, the BJP, is answerable. And it is doubly answerable because they have a double-engine sarkar led by Prime Minister Modi. Now, Prime Minister Modi is welcome to go to Rajasthan or to any other state anytime. But in 3 months, he's not visited Manipur once. If he had done so right now and launched the same attack against us, abused us from Manipur, that would have been very different, because at least the people of Manipur, whether they are Meitei, whether they are Kuki, whether they are Nagas, they would all feel that the Prime Minister is there, something can happen, that they can maybe possibly have a life of security and dignity. But he doesn't do any of that. And now let me address Charu's other. Let me address look, Charu, I don't think this is right. I did not interrupt you. Please
quickly finish your point, Salman.
I'm addressing your Lal Diary. I'm addressing your Red Diary. Yes, this Lal Diary. I want to let you know that the BJP and its different arms and agencies do all sorts of things about the Red Diary, but the real Lal thing that is important is the Lal Tomato, the Lal Mirch, jiski mehengai hai, and the Lal gas cylinder, jiski price 1150 rupees hai. That is the real. That is why Gehlot ji said today that you will be shown a red flag by the people of Rajasthan. You thought you were going to win that state. You're going to lose that state.
Okay, same point. I'll add a couple of questions after this, but Charu, you want to quickly respond to that?
Yeah, because, I just realized, and I'm sure all the viewers realized this too, Shiv, that when the Congress spokesperson spoke for a second time, he didn't have even one single word of condemnation for the actions which have failed to protect the people of Rajasthan, which are done by the government itself. When a government minister says, ye Pursho ka Pradesh hai, maybe somebody should apologize, if not the chief minister. And when a minister is dismissed for calling out the situation of women, he's dismissed instead of an investigation being started at his words. He's dismissed, and I still see the Congress spokesperson would rather talk about every other thing except address that. Do not think this tactic is not visible to every single person who's watching this debate right now. As I said, I am neither comparing Manipur nor downplaying the gravity of the situation in Manipur, and Shiv has grilled me enough on that subject, and we have talked about it enough times, taken responsibility, taken onus, taken action. Please tell me what has it become?
Has it become an issue of ego and brinkmanship in that case?
Then I'm sorry. The people of Rajasthan are highly unlucky. They are highly unlucky to have such a government in place. You are, like I said, आप बदनाम कर रहे हैं राजस्थान प्रदेश को भी और पुरुषों को भी.
Salman, has it become an ego issue, an issue of brinkmanship in Parliament about getting the Prime Minister to make a statement? Because like Charu said, the government has said it is open for a debate. It's become stuck on this one point.
Yeah,
Shiv, I don't want to interrupt you, but can I, because you're mentioning the Parliament, can I add one more thing very quickly? If the opposition wants the Parliament, the Prime Minister to make a statement in the Parliament, why do you not allow the Parliament to function? And during that debate, why don't you ask for the Prime Minister's statement? Say what you want, but say it on the floor of the House. And
fair point. Salman, respond. Yeah.
Well, first of all, when you have a cataclysmic situation in a very sensitive part of the country, it should not be the opposition asking for the Prime Minister's statement. The Prime Minister should himself be going and speaking to the people of the country inside Parliament, because that's where the representatives of the people are. That is where he's accountable. And he refuses to do that. Why? Because he's an arrogant man. He's an arrogant man. It is about Modi all the time. You just have to see what he does. He does not show up in Parliament. Even though he may be in the compound, he will not go to the House. Why is that? Because he thinks he's bigger than everything else. He thinks he's everything. And that is, the problem with the BJP is that they have done this to themselves. They have made this man, they've lifted him on their heads and shoulders, and they see nothing. They see that they have no chance without this man, and this man is sitting on their heads. Now, let me come to Rajasthan because Charu feels that we don't talk about Rajasthan.
You know what?
But the Congress doesn't talk about Rajasthan, Salman. It's true that the Congress doesn't.
I'm talking about Rajasthan. Now, let me tell you why. The situation.
Charu, let him finish.
I did not interrupt
Charu,
you.
let Salman speak. I'll come to you.
So, my point is that in Rajasthan, if there's any member from my party who in any way disrespects women, I would condemn it. Salman Soz, will condemn it. Okay? Because I believe that men, women in India and others.
But Salman, you're a good man. It's about the party. You're a good man. It's about the party.
Let me finish. And about this idea that we don't talk about Rajasthan, because, you'd never let us talk about our achievements. The Janata Health Clinics, the Chiranjeevi Health Insurance Scheme, 25 lakh rupees, free electricity up to 100 units, the old pension scheme. Does any BJP rule state have 500 rupees for gas cylinders? Why don't
surely
let us talk about them? And by the way, the gas cylinder scheme, the Prime Minister should be supporting us. It was he who came up with the Ujjwala scheme. We are the ones who are implementing it properly. They should be thanking us instead of criticize us.
The Prime Minister actually had good things to say about Gehlot today in Rajasthan. Apart from all the attacks, he did have some good things to say as well. But the complaint here, Salman, the complaint here is not about you guys talking about the good things. And we in the media reflect all of that. You know India today. We don't take sides. I'm saying that there seems to be a chronic refusal by the Congress amidst the Manipur issue to look at the Rajasthan issue. The Rajasthan issue is not beyond the headlines. Rajasthan's elections are coming. Yes, there is a political reason for the BJP to harp on Rajasthan right now to try and, take attention away perhaps from Manipur. But it also shows that you're not willing to engage on that issue at all.
We are obviously going to engage on Rajasthan because there's an election coming up in Rajasthan. But whether it is Rajasthan, whether it's Madhya Pradesh or Chhattisgarh or Telangana or Mizoram, they're all important and we should talk about them. But right now, for the country's sake, Manipur for everybody, especially the Prime Minister, and he refuses to do that because I think he is very arrogant and careless with this country.
Okay, I started with Salman. I'll end with Charu. Charu, yes, last word. Go ahead. Last response.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Salman ji is a senior leader. I urge him to remember that the opposition should hold the government accountable. The government, not one individual. So you want to hold the individual, Prime Minister Modi, accountable when the whole government is waiting and wanting to discuss this issue. The minister in charge, who is the Honorable Home Minister, wants to discuss this issue. But what are you doing? This is only petty politics. If you'd rather hold an individual accountable, not a government which wants to work, which wants to talk, which wants to discuss. It just shows that Congress is only concerned with scoring brownie points in their politics of creating this INDIA and whatnot they are doing. And that is it. You have no concern for the women of this country. Doesn't matter which part of the country they reside in, whether it is Manipur or Rajasthan.
We leave it there for the moment. Salman Soos, Charu Pragya, thank you very much for being with me. It's going to be a big year for both of these states, and on India Today, I can assure you that we will be covering everything that happens in both Manipur as well as in Rajasthan. I've had my say on that. Now let's take you to another state where something unusual is taking place. There's a big escalation in the freebies politics of Karnataka. Yes, the election is over, but back we are where we started. Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, DK Shivakumar, has dropped a bombshell by saying the new Congress government will not be able to provide development this year to Karnataka because of the financial constraints caused by the 5 guarantees made by the party in its ride to power. Are freebies draining the Sidhu government's coffers? Take a look at this detailed report.
The Siddaramaiah government has started feeling the pinch after implementing freebies that won the Congress elections in Karnataka. Deputy Chief Minister DK Shivakumar on Wednesday said that the state government would not be able to provide development this year owing to the financial constraints due to the 5 guarantees.
ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೇಷನ್ ಬಹಳ ಇದೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೀವಿ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಶಾಸಕಾಂಗ ಪಕ್ಷದ ಸಭೆ ಕರೆದು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಾಳ್ಮೆಯಿಂದ ಇರಬೇಕು.
Earlier this month, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah presented the state budget in which he earmarked nearly 40,000 crore rupees for the Congress party's 5 guarantees that include 2,000 rupees to every woman, head of household, 200 units of free electricity to every household, 10 kgs of rice to every family below poverty line, payment to unemployed graduates and diploma holders, and free travel for women in public transport buses. The Congress has accused the previous BJP government of leaving the state coffers depleted. Striking back at the Siddaramaiah government, the BJP insisted that the 5 guarantees have still not been implemented, and now the Congress government is unable to deliver development too.
They have taken 85,000 crore loan for this year. After taking 85,000 crores, probably hardly 25,000 is required for this guarantee for this year. I don't think so. It's a huge burden. The kind of revenue what is being generated in the state of Karnataka is good enough to take care of the development as well as these kind of guarantees.
Freebies are a contentious issue between the centre and the states, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi warning opposition parties that revenue politics would leave states bankrupt. The opposition insists these are social welfare measures and not revenues.
What was just a point of discussion till now has been official
As the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka said, there is no money for development for the state as the money allotted has gone to the freebies. BJP is now questioning the government. Why didn't the government calculate this before announcing the freebies and questioning the whole economic model of the Congress party? Nagarjun Dwarkanath for India Today.
The Congress party stormed to power in Karnataka just months ago, riding decisively on the back of 5 big welfare guarantees, the famous 5 freebies. The promises allowed the Congress party to decimate the BJP. Many experts had said that competitive freebie culture is dangerous, and today those experts have been proven at least partially correct. With Karnataka's number 2 man, DK Shivakumar, making the shocking, naked admission that the government cannot provide development this year in Karnataka owing to the enormous state funds that must be poured into these promised freebies, the overall development of one of India's most progressive states will definitely suffer. What was a warning by political observers is now the frustrated admission of the state government, pressured as it is by MLAs for development funds. Now let's make one thing very clear, viewer. Freebies aren't new in Indian politics and are in fact as old as our democracy. Also, freebies may seem like a wholly cynical measure during elections, but they are, remember, pointed at the most vulnerable sections. That being said, the scale of freebies promised this time in Karnataka by the Congress party and the public confession today that the development of Karnataka needs to take a back seat is going to ring alarm bells not just in Karnataka but across the world. Because remember, Karnataka is truly an international state. For starters, DK Shivakumar's admission means that India's Silicon Valley, Bengaluru's desperate need for new buildings, roads, flyovers and business infrastructure will have to wait. The planned upgrade of Bengaluru's satellite towns will have to stop for the moment. The Public Works Department will take the biggest hit, and this is not good news for a city already reeling from a reputation that's on a downslide. The expansion and construction of airports, terminal buildings, hospitals, colleges will be practically zero in the first year of this Sarkara. The upgrade of irrigation programs could hit farmers in the countryside. With a limited budget for capital expenditure, no new elements can come up. MLA constituencies will also take a hit. They usually take grants all year on small roadworks, irrigation projects and construction. That will suffer immediately. And finally, apart from the 5 freebies promised by this government themselves, any new welfare schemes will have to be put on hold. That is something to think about. Freebies to win elections while having to sacrifice overall development. Could this competitive freebie culture bankrupt our state treasuries as we head into another cycle of elections before the big one in 2024? Netas in states and the centre are already talking the language of guarantees. As India rises, does the Karnataka example hint at a possible race to the bottom? Think about that. And up next on 5 Live, the Udupi college incident has escalated. A street war has now begun with protests in both Udupi as well as Bengaluru. We'll take you straight to the ground on the other side of this break.
Several villages in Turbang areas were burned in the ethnic clashes, the violence and all. I see only the footprints, everything that burned to these ashes. They blame for everything that is happening here to the Kuki government.
We are only defending ourselves.
There is a literally line of this area towards the Kuki side where you have a huge number of bunkers. No one could ever imagine that in a state, in the same country, in the same district, we will ever see such situation which has become a battlefield. And I could say this is a war zone in Manipur.
Grounded in journalism, on the ground reporting, only on India Today TV.
quality today. In Delhi, 57. In Mumbai, 40. In Kolkata, 40. In Bangalore, 41. In Chennai, 56. In Hyderabad, 63.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Quality today. In Delhi, 57. In Mumbai, 40. In Kolkata, 40. In Bangalore, 41. In Chennai, 56. In Hyderabad, 63.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
It's been 3 days since India Today put the mainstream media's national spotlight on an incident in an Udupi college where in a toilet someone had been recording girls. Now 3 students from that institution have been booked, but anger and the war of claims over what really happened has hit the streets of both Udupi as well as Bengaluru. Take a look at this report as this incident continues to escalate, this time in the political battlefield.
Showdown over Udupi College washroom controversy spilling onto the streets of Karnataka's capital, Bengaluru. The state BJP staged a massive protest against Karnataka Home Minister. The BJP student and women wing joined the agitation against the Siddaramaiah government, accusing it of appeasement. The BJP is now demanding that the probe be handed over to either the Central Bureau of Investigation or a special investigation team take over the case.
We are demanding a SIT probe into this because we don't
we are not confident of the police investigation here, because these are the same people who said there is nothing. Now under pressure they are putting their cabinet. They might scuttle the case also. There is a jihadi team involved in this entire episode. We want the NI or the CBI to investigate the entire case, and the people who are involved in this entire network should be booked and it should come out. That was the main demand.
Karnataka Home Minister hit back at the BJP.
Manipur incident is so, I don't know what to call it. And there the commission has not gone. Is that that magnitude, this incident in Udupi?
BJP leader and National Commission for Women member Khushbu Sundar visited the paramedical Netra Jyoti College in Udupi to meet the girls involved in the incident and the college authorities.
If there are rumors of hidden cameras in the toilets, please understand there's nil. Nothing to it. Zilch. There's a rumor which is going around, and there are false videos which have been going around that there are hidden cameras. It's an institution and there cannot be any hidden cameras. So please do not follow these kind of stories.
India Today has accessed the FIR in the college washroom case. It mentions charges of outraging the modesty of a woman, privacy of a woman being breached, and sections of the IT Act. The FIR also names the college administration. With Nagarjun Dwarkanath in Bengaluru and Anaga Keshav in Udupi, Bureau Report, India Today.
India Today's Anaga Keshav has been in Udupi, one of the first journalists to arrive there to track this story for India Today. She joins me live. Anaga, there were protests today in Udupi. Temperatures have steadily risen on this issue. Take us through what's happening now. What are locals saying?
Shiv, today the student union, the ABVP student union staged a massive protest in Udupi. It was raining cats and dogs, but yet the student unions refused to budge down. They stayed there, they braved the heavy rain, and they were still continuing to protest only for one cause. I'm joined by a bunch of students over here. I'm joined by Nitya, Abhilasha, Bhavani, and Sumukha and Sanaka. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Nitya. This morning, you were all protesting in large numbers. It was raining, but you did not budge down just for one cause. When you say you want justice, what do you mean?
Yeah, firstly, this protest we have done for the one girl who have been shooted by the 3 Muslim girls. Yeah, so we want justice for that 3 Muslim girls who have taken the shoots, and the shoot have been done on 18th of July, and police have started investigation before the FIR has to be filed. So the FIR had filed on 25th. So what the police have done in this 1 week, we want justice for that, and that students, the Muslim students, should be debarred from the college, and our investigation officer Manjunath Gowda, who have not taken part in this protest and who have not taken part in this incident, he should be replaced by another investigation officer, and he should and another investigation team should be placed here for this investigation.
You're a student yourself, and being a woman, when you go to study in your university and if you have to use your washroom, would you feel the same way now? Do you feel threatening?
Yeah, before this incident, we are not feeling anything. We have not felt anything. But now when this incident have taken place, we have not, we don't have any dare to go to public washrooms, and even in our college also we have not dared to go to washrooms because we can't trust anyone, and we can't trust now our friends also. What the hell is going in this society, and why they are shooting this? Why they are shooting girls' private washroom videos? And we want reasons. We want reasons what they will do by taking that video shoots, and what's the reason behind that? We want this answer by our SP sir. He had told that he is making investigation and he will be reporting for us, and we are waiting for that, and we want justice for that. I have told that 3 students should be debarred from the college, and our investigation officers should be changed, and investigating team should be placed there.
Right. Really shocking and sad scenes coming out of the student over here. She openly says that she does not feel the same way anymore. She has to think twice being a woman before using a public washroom here in Udupi. That is the sad state of affairs when it comes to women's safety in even educational institutes.
Okay, Anaga, thank you very much for that. Always good to get voices from the ground. ABVP members who were part of the protest there saying that they demand a change in the investigation officers and for those students to be debarred. Remember that 2 FIRs were registered a couple of days ago, thanks in most part to India Today's coverage of this issue and bringing attention to this issue as well on the ground. I'm joined live now by Bhavya Narasimhamurthy. She's spokesperson of the Karnataka ruling party, the Congress party. We were to be joined by Bharat Shetty, MLA of the BJP from coastal Karnataka. Hopefully he'll join as we begin this conversation. But Bhavya, what are you making of these protests? I do know because we've been covering this for the last 3 days. The Congress has accused the BJP of giving this incident, which is most certainly a crime. It's being investigated, but giving this crime a communal color. What are you making of these protests? Because the scale of the agitation appears to be increasing now from the BJP side.
Just now what the student spoke, I totally empathize with her. I totally understand what she must be going through, As a student, youngster, teenagers, when this thing happens. But in this case, it's totally condemnable what these 3 girls have done, recording another girl in a washroom with their mobile phones. But then how this communal angle came to this was because of that lady called Rashmi through her fake news, through her tweet, which was totally far from truth. One thing, the students did not use camera. It was their phones. And as soon as they have recorded and the student came out of the washroom, they have shown it to her and they have apologized and deleted then and there. Still, this has gone till the school administration, and the administration has intervened and asked the survivor, the girl who was filmed, whether she wants to register a case. But she, who has a big heart, to be honest, she has said that she doesn't want to spoil another girl's life, and this was only out of, fun or something that they have done, although they should not have done this. That is the stand the girl has taken. But still, the responsible administration, we really need to appreciate them. They have reported to the police regarding this and handed over the mobile phones of these girls to the police, who have sent that to the forensic lab. And they have not found any sharing of this video anywhere. But
But the act itself has happened, but
fake videos, fake information, connecting these girls to jihadis and using words and giving it a communal angle.
Okay, let's get a word in from the BJP. Bharat Shetty is with us. He's the BJP MLA from Mangalore. He's also spoken out about this. He's in fact demanded a special investigation team as well. Dr. Shetty, how would you respond to the Congress party? They say that misinformation, fake news, communal color has all happened courtesy the BJP, and the only reason the BJP is involved is because those 3 girls who've been rusticated are all from the Muslim community.
Let's talk about the issue now. Let's forget all those, whatever they're saying. See, the government, the present-day government, the Home Minister went to the extent of giving a judgment saying that it is a childish prank. Okay. This government is in the habit of giving judgment without doing any investigation. They have done it before also. In the Bangalore case also, when the terrorists are found, they refrained themselves from saying that they were a terrorist. Okay, forget it. That is there. That's in their DNA. We can't help it. Now the issue is, first the district administration, the police comes out with a press statement, with a press conference telling that no videos are found without doing any forensic test. They have not sent the mobile to anyone. They have not filed a case. Anyways, they have not filed a case. They have said we have not found anything. Secondly, they have said they are contradicting themselves. In the same press conference, they are also telling they have recorded, but they have deleted. Okay, this is the police story. Now, suddenly, if it is a college issue, it's a small issue, then why did they file an FIR yesterday? They have filed an FIR yesterday. We welcome that. FIR has to be filed, it has filed. But if there was no case at all, why did they file? Third thing is, they have not checked for the call details, as I've told you. Today, the protesting girls, few girls from that college who are protesting, told a local news channel that this issue of recording has happened 6 months ago also and 1 year ago also. And they also went to the extent of telling that mobiles are being exchanged. The mobiles are being exchanged after recording.
Okay, so you're saying that this is not an isolated incident. It's happened before as well. Bhavya, the allegation, apart from the contradictions within the investigation so far, the delay in registering an FIR and the contradictions over, whether it was, just some childish prank as claimed by the college versus them registering an FIR against these 3 girls, which is certainly, not something you would do for a silly prank, suggest to the BJP and to other observers that there is an attempt to downplay it. The BJP says it is the appeasement impulse of the Congress that is driving this. Others feel that there is an attempt to whitewash the crime before an investigation has happened, since the Congress is too busy debunking what the BJP is saying.
See, what our fear is, they are trying to...
Bharat, let Bhavya come in, then I'll come to you.
Yeah. So as a responsible MLA, he should think twice before saying anything of this sort. If this happened before this, it was your government in power. What were you doing? Why weren't students safe in your government then? One, who are you to pass judgment? If the Home Minister comes out and says it's a childhood prank, but still we are investigating, you don't want to believe that. But you want to link this to a terrorist organization. You want to link these students.
The Home Minister did not say we are investigating.
So you can give statements without investigating.
He said, your Home Minister said it is a childish prank. Your Twitter handle from the Congress also said, today check your Twitter handle. You are still saying it's a childish prank. Without doing any investigation, how can a national party's social media cell give a judgment telling that it's a childish prank?
How can you people stand with another woman who is spreading fake news on Twitter?
What?
And creating communal tensions here.
We don't distract. We are asking for an investigation. We are asking for an investigation. Let the truth come out.
One at a time.
Let the investigation happen.
You see dead bodies, you want to use politics over that. You want to do politics over dead
You're
bodies.
doing politics. Instead of being for an investigation, why you're trying to scuttle the case? Why you trying to scuttle the case?
Bharat, let Bhavya just speak, because her voice is breaking when both of you are speaking at the same time. Bhavya, quickly, then I'll get Bharat to respond. Yes.
So why are these BJP leaders so desperate to use every instance they get to paint a communal color to it? One, and they're so desperate to, speak against the government. They don't have an opposition leader. So they just want to bring in everything.
Please. None of your business. We'll manage our opposition leaders.
They failed miserably in opposing our budget. They failed miserably in, creating tension between our leaders. Now they want to use this against our government. Let that. Let the investigation happen. Why are you giving color? Who are you to pass judgment? Who are you to say there is connection with some organization? And why are
Bharat Shetty, respond.
Spreading fake news? You are a responsible leader.
Let me respond. See,
let Bharat Shetty respond, Bhavya. One second.
The Congress spokesperson should not be distracting herself from the issue. She's talking about all of the budget also. If you want to discuss about budget, and we are ready to discuss the budget. Forget it. We'll stick to the Udupi issue as of now. We'll stick to the Udupi issue. First thing is, let me talk. Yeah. You had your time. First thing is, you are not ready to do proper investigation. After 1 week, you have filed FIR. That looks very shady. After 1 week, you are filing FIR. See, we are demanding for a special investigation team. We are not confident of your police officer. Just mention communal color. See, your Indian Union Muslim League person is telling openly that they are going to hang Hindus, burn Hindus in front of their temple. Have you reacted to that? Have you guys reacted to that? Don't give us communal color. Don't give us all this bhashan and all.
Okay. Sudha, final word, since you're the ruling party. Final word, 10 seconds.
They are the righteous who are creating this tension between communities. We are not the ones. We are against both of you who are trying to, communalize everything that you get. Because that is the only thing you know how to do.
Just get an investigation done if you can. Otherwise, keep quiet.
Okay. We're going to end it there. There are protests today. We'll have to see where this goes tomorrow. The investigation is on. The BJP says no faith in the police investigation. The ABVP is on the streets saying change the investigating officers. We'll have to see where this goes as the temperatures continue to rise. Bhavya, Narasimhamurthy, Bharat Shetty, thank you very much for being with me here on 5 Live. That's a wrap on the show. Thanks so much for watching. 6 p.m. Prime with Akshita Nandagopal comes up next. Amidst drama and disruptions in Parliament, Prime Minister Narendra Modi makes his most aggressive offensive on the opposition alliance that calls itself India. That's next.
I want to ask you, how far is 21,000 on the Nifty now?
Yeah, so I think markets would continue to achieve new milestones going ahead. What we are eyeing right now is 20,150. So ideally, as per technical analysis, whenever any stock or the index trades its all-time high, so it's a reciprocal retracement theory, which gives us the target projections or the next resistance projections. Now, 161.8% retracement of the previous correction that we saw in the Nifty, but the one which bottomed out around 16,800. That level is coming around 20,150. So I think as of now, for short-term perspective, maybe later half of this month or early next month, we would see 20,150 getting achieved. And yes, once that is surpassed, then 21,000 also would not be. It would not take much time.
So Ruchit, now tell us, how do investors make money at record high markets? What's the strategy that they should adopt right now?
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 36 and minimum 27 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 27 and minimum 24 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 34 and minimum 27 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 25 and minimum 19 degrees. Chennai, maximum 34 and minimum 26 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 23 and minimum 21 degrees.
LIC हर पल आपके साथ।
Amid din drama in Parliament,
मणिपुर पे चर्चा हो, चर्चा हो, चर्चा हो। प्रधानमंत्री सदन में आओ, सदन में आओ, सदन में आओ। जवाब तुमको देना होगा, देना होगा, देना होगा, वरना गद्दी छोड़ना होगा।
amid black protest by opposition, Prime Minister Modi fires Quit India taunt.
भ्रष्टाचार, क्विट इंडिया, भ्रष्टाचार, छोड़ो इंडिया, परिवारवाद, क्विट इंडिया, परिवारवाद, छोड़ो इंडिया.
As political fireworks peak.
मोदी जी तुम कहां छुपे हो? मणिपुर पे जवाब दो.
No end to Parliament deadlock. Modi versus India. That is our top focus on 6 p.m. Prime.
Good evening. You're watching 6 p.m. Prime here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal. Over the next 30 minutes, I'll be getting you a recap of all that played out in Parliament and the Prime Minister's latest attack on the India alliance. Lots more coming up over the next 1 hour. Let's take a look at the headlines first. Prime Minister Modi's India versus Quit India attack says opposition renaming its alliance will not help hide past sins.
परिवारवाद, क्विट इंडिया, परिवारवाद, छोड़ो इंडिया, तुष्टीकरण, क्विट इंडिया, तुष्टीकरण, छोड़ो इंडिया.
Red Diary storm in poll-bound Rajasthan. Prime Minister Modi slams Gehlot government, says Red Diary has proof of Congress government's black deeds. Gehlot hits back and gives a red flag counter. Big escalation in Freebies Nataka. Fund crunch halts key Sidhu government schemes. DK Shivkumar says no funds for development. BJP cries betrayal. Supreme Court allows ED Director SK Mishra's tenure to continue until September 15th. Says decision taken only in national interest, but no further extensions will be allowed. Telugu star Pawan Kalyan hits out to the Tamil film industry, says Bollywood is not inclusive over recent order of ensuring that Tamil artists get more jobs in the industry. And US whistleblower blows the lid off UFOs, says non-human biologics found and gives proof of alien spaceship. Claims US government hid multi-decade UFO program. And let's begin by getting your highlights of the Prime Minister's address in Rajkot, which concluded just a few moments ago. Once again, Prime Minister lashing out at the India alliance, questioning the name that they've chosen and also saying that the opposition can go ahead and try to change their name, but their practices, their beliefs remain the same. Prime Minister Modi highlighting once again corruption cases against members of the India alliance, and saying that the corruption continues, the dynasts are all there, nothing has changed but the name. Let's play out for you some of those highlights.
आज जब देश में इतना काम हो रहा है, देश आगे बढ़ रहा है, तो कुछ लोगों को परेशानी होनी बहुत स्वाभाविक है. जो लोग देश की जनता को हमेशा तरसा कर रखते थे, जिन लोगों को देश की जनता की आवश्यकताओं और आकांक्षाओं से कोई मतलब नहीं था, वो लोग देश की जनता के सपने पूरे होते देखकर आज जरा ज्यादा चिढ़े हुए हैं. और इसलिए आप देख रहे हैं आजकल इन भ्रष्टाचारियों और परिवारवादियों ने अपनी जमात का नाम भी बदल दिया है. चेहरे वही पुराने हैं, पाप भी पुराने हैं, तौर तरीके भी पुराने हैं, लेकिन जमात का नाम बदल गया है. इनके तौर तरीके भी वही है, पुराने हैं, इनके इरादे भी वही है. जब मिडिल क्लास को कुछ सस्ता मिलता है तो ये कहते हैं कि किसान को सही कीमत नहीं मिल रही. जब किसान को ज्यादा कीमत मिलती है तो ये कहते हैं कि महंगाई बढ़ रही है. यही दोहरापन इनकी राजनीति है. और आप देखिए महंगाई के मामले इनका ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड क्या है. जब वो केंद्र में सत्ता में थे
तो इन्होंने महंगाई दर को 10% तक पहुंचा दिया था। अगर हमारी सरकार ने महंगाई काबू में नहीं की होती तो आज भारत में कीमतें आसमान छू रही होती। अगर देश में पहले वाली सरकार होती तो आज दूध 300 रुपये लीटर, दाल 500 रुपये किलो बिक रही होती। बच्चों की स्कूल फीस से लेकर आने जाने का किराया तक सब कुछ कई गुना हो चुका होता। लेकिन साथियों, ये हमारी सरकार है जिसने कोरोना महामारी के बावजूद, रूस यूक्रेन युद्ध के बावजूद महंगाई को काबू में करके रखा है।
All right, so that's what the Prime Minister had to say in Rajkot. Let's round up for you all that's played out now in Parliament through the day. Once again, a day when you've seen non-stop ruckus, a din in Parliament, and you had, in fact, a slogan war that broke out. Even as External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar attempted to speak, give a statement in the House, you had both sides, the opposition chanting India, India, the BJP chanting Modi, Modi. And all of this once again means that, yes, we didn't see any productive discussion happening in Parliament. That and the Prime Minister's message to the India Alliance in our next report.
Slogans that encapsulate political messaging ahead of the 2024 general elections. The collective opposition chants India, India. The government benches responding with Modi, Modi cries. Outside in Rajasthan, Prime Minister Narendra Modi lashed out at the opposition alliance for its embrace of the acronym India. He accused the 26-party coalition of using India to mask their past misdeeds.
इन्होंने नाम बदला है ताकि ये कर्ज माफी के नाम पर किसानों से विश्वासघात को छिपा सके। यूपीए नाम बदला है ताकि ये गरीबों के साथ किए गए छल कपट को छिपा सके।
The Prime Minister drew parallels with Mahatma Gandhi's historic Quit India movement, calling for a new resolve to free India from corruption, dynastic and vote bank politics.
जैसे गांधी जी ने क्विट इंडिया का मंत्र दिया था, वैसे ही आज का मंत्र है भ्रष्टाचार क्विट इंडिया, भ्रष्टाचार छोड़ो इंडिया, परिवारवाद क्विट इंडिया, परिवारवाद छोड़ो इंडिया, तुष्टीकरण क्विट इंडिया, तुष्टीकरण छोड़ो इंडिया। क्विट इंडिया ही देश को बचाएगा।
The Prime Minister sought to remind the people of the controversies that plague the UPA government and question whether the opposition truly has the best interests of India at heart.
कांग्रेस और उसके साथियों की जमात ऐसी फ्रॉड कंपनियों की नकल कर रही है। इनका तरीका वही है जो हमेशा देश के दुश्मनों ने अपनाया है। पहले भी ये तो INDIA के नाम से आए हैं, लेकिन पहले इंडिया के नाम के पीछे अपने पाप को छुपाने का प्रयास किया गया है। इंडिया नाम अपनी भारत भक्ति दिखाने के लिए नहीं, बल्कि भारत को लूटने के इरादे से लगाया गया था।
प्रधानमंत्री सदन में आओ, सदन में आओ।
Back in New Delhi, the India Opposition Alliance held black dress protests over the Manipur crisis in Parliament. They stuck to their demand the Prime Minister make a statement inside Parliament on the unprecedented unrest in the northeastern state.
हमारा मांग ही था कि ऐसा एक चर्चा हो कि प्रधानमंत्री खुद आए, या तो शुरू करने के समय हम लोग कहे थे कि प्रधानमंत्री आके बयान दे कोई भी समय, और उसके बाद हम तुरंत इस चर्चा शुरू कर दें। लेकिन प्रधानमंत्री पता नहीं क्यों इतने आरे हुए हैं।
A battle of words, slogans and acronyms. The India acronym becomes the centerpiece of political narrative for both sides, setting the stage for a high-stakes electoral showdown in 2024 and state elections due this year. Bureau Report, India Today.
Let me bring in Paulami Saha on this broadcast. Paulami, good evening. Let's put the focus on what's happening in Parliament. What really is the strategy here of the BJP, considering that the opposition has made it very clear that they want only Manipur to be the issue to be discussed in Parliament, and they want the Prime Minister to speak. So much so that they've moved that no trust motion as well. Today, once again, we saw no sort of discussion or debate happening on any of the issues. So is the BJP going to stick to their stand of continuing and attempting to go about business as usual, even as the opposition raises these slogans?
Well, Akshita, I didn't catch your entire question over there, but in terms of the strategy that both sides are adopting in Parliament, as you know, already the opposition has moved a no-confidence motion against the central government. That will be, of course, slotted for debate any time next week, possibly. That's what we're hearing. But, of course, that will be a matter which will be taken up at the Business Advisory Committee's meeting on Monday, where the week's agenda is decided. So then, of course, the Lok Sabha Speaker, who has 10 days' time since yesterday to decide on a date, he'll decide on that date. The strategy, of course, of the opposition was to corner the government, have them speak on the Manipur subject, and especially have the Prime Minister make a statement. And they hope that a no-confidence motion against his government will, in fact, compel the Prime Minister to speak in the floor of the House. That is the opposition strategy. On the outside, of course, they continue to mount pressure. Today, of course, they wore black dresses, black badges as well, in order to, of course, register their protest and say that they are in solidarity with the people of Manipur at the time that they're facing one of their most trying times. And as far as the centre is concerned, they're very clear that if Manipur is to be discussed, it will be a short duration discussion. The Prime Minister won't reply. The Home Minister will reply, because he's been to Manipur. He knows the situation over there in terms of law and order. And as far as the no confidence motion is concerned, they do realize that this is only an opposition strategy to send out a message of sorts. But as far as the government is concerned, it is quite stable. And as we saw the Prime Minister attack the opposition alliance today, he will continue to do so at every platform.
All right. Paulami, thanks very much for joining us on this broadcast and getting us all of those details. I'd like